Welcome back everybody, Ryan Miller with Maverick Performance Golf. Today we're going to talk about why so many people hit behind the ball. It's probably one of the most common full swing mistakes that we see when we're giving instructions. So a couple of things we're going to initially talk about. So number one thing that we see so much is ball position. It's the very first thing you want to check every single time. So a lot of times people have inconsistencies in their position of where that golf ball falls between their stance. And it's going to have to be right where you need to be, because ultimately your golf swing is going to bottom out at a certain point, and you want to, with your irons, you want to just clip that golf ball and then follow it through into the ground. So we want to hit the golf ball first, then the ground. So in our ball position, you know, for your wedges up to about a 9-iron or so, you want to be pretty middle of your stance, kind of right on your sternum. And then for your 7 to 8-iron, you want to be a little bit forward of that, and then your long irons a little bit forward of that as well. So that's number one, is always check that ball position. So as we move into something that's a little bit more complicated, after we've determined the ball positions where it needs to be, what we need to talk about is our weight. So many times do we see people getting up at the top of their stance and their weight stays behind the golf ball. Well, as you do that, when your weight stays behind the golf ball, you're going to bottom out behind the ball there. So we want to make sure that when we get on our weight, that we're moving away from the shot. So what we want to do is when we're set up and we start our takeaway, instead of shifting our weight back to the right, we want to turn. So we want to bring our right pocket in or bring our left pocket towards the golf ball. So instead of this, we're going to turn. And by doing that, we're keeping our sternum still pretty much above the golf ball during that swing. So finally, we're going to talk about the downswing. So the ball's in the correct position now. If we're turning off of our initial takeaway, we're not leaning back into that shot with our weight. Now here's where I see a lot of people sit on their right foot and turn, and they're going to be open like that. Well, when we get open like that, you're going to hit behind the golf ball. So we're here, and because our weight's still here, we're going to impact back in here. So when we get to the top of our swing, okay, we're set, we want to move our weight forward to our left foot. By doing that, we're going to drive forward just a touch, and you can see how different this angle is now on the left side. I'm not hanging back or getting that little reverse C that you see right here. It's more of a straight line down my left-hand side. By moving our weight forward and through the shot, we're going to be able to make better contact with the ball. All right, so the very last part in conjunction with that weight transfer forward, a lot of people, especially amateurs, when they get to impact, they feel like they have to help lift that ball. Resist that urge. You want to hit down. That's something instructors are calling angle of attack. We want that angle of attack to be descending. We don't want it to be ascending or coming back up. The only club we do that in our bag with is our driver and our putter. Other than that, everything's down. So when we come through, resist the urge to flip our wrists and to lift. Okay, we want to continue through and drive down through that golf ball. Between those two things, weight transfer forward, as well as that wrist flip, or resisting that wrist flip, we're going to be able to hit much cleaner shots, and we're not going to be hitting behind the golf ball quite as much. All right, guys, so just to recap, initial setup, making sure that ball position is where we need it to be to make the right move. From there, we're going to talk about takeaway and leaving our sternum over the top of the golf ball and rotating around. And then from that, when we get to the top of our swing, we're going to drive to our left side. So we're not going to hang back on that right. We're going to get to the left side of our foot there, and then we're going to drive our hands down into the golf ball, not stand behind it and flip. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions on how not to hit the ball flat, please leave a comment below. I'll do my best to respond to everybody that leaves a comment. Hit like on this video if you enjoyed learning how to get your weight through that golf ball. And do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you later.